Duels Nexus might be failing on the price side of things, but how's it holding up for early meta? Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome. So how's Duels Nexus impacting the meta? Well, this is going to be me talking about everything that I've been sent from people reading on social media, and it's literally just Saturday afternoon, so it's been out for like a day, and this is what I'm seeing so far. So we're going to talk about the impact of the Illusion Archetype. Now, I trust me when I say this, all right? I thought that the Illusion Archetype was going to see a little bit of play. You know, it's going to incorporate itself a little bit more into the branded side of things. Let's be honest here. OCG has branded fusion at 1. So if we're sitting here, we're like, maybe branded, will still continue to fall off. No, I actually got a tournament report out of, I think it was an 80-person case tournament from last night that Illusion Albaz performed beyond their expectations. So I think that's actually cool. That's one of the first reports that I'm seeing of people, taking the Albaz package and merging it with Illusion, because Chimera Fusion's an absurdly good card. Now, as more and more time goes on, we will see if this is going to be a trend that's going to stick around, because this could be the thing that could bump, the branded Albaz package back up, a couple more notches in, the tier 1.5 into tier 1 range here, and could actually, create something interesting. Now that the deck has access to a discard package through the Chimera, I think that's pretty interesting to kind of take note of here. Also, let's call it what it is. The whole Illusion stuff, getting the ability to have the sub extensions, also the Chimera being like a sub-target for Labyrinth as well. Don't worry about that, I just want to point that out there. But all the little interactions that this package brings to the table, I think you need to be a little bit more afraid of it, because one more extender for the whole little branded tree is not exactly something that I think you really want to deal with. So, how many more extensions can we drop into this deck? Also, more Guardian Chimera defensive plays. Next up is Unchained. Now, I just read this morning that Unchained was getting what was it? They topped won a case tournament out of, Core TCG last night. And we've had Unchained actually doing well out of other places as well, but it doesn't seem like it has been, I don't know, it feels like it hasn't really performed up to some of the standards that we've seen in certain other places. But let's be honest here for a second. The deck plays around Shifter. Okay, not all the time does it play around Shifter, because it does want its graveyard, but the things that this deck can do, especially if you're not prepared for it, I think is kind of interesting. Somebody's going to be like, take a shot every time Robbie says, interesting. But, you could break a board. You could technically splash the Labyrinth stuff with this and play Labyrinth Unchained. Seems to be a lot of the trend here. We got a lot of splashable new cards here in Labyrinth, or maybe Labyrinth's just that splashable at the end of the day. Looking at you. Also, the ability to use your opponent's stuff for link summons, that's kind of cute, actually. So, as of this point in time, I've seen 3 reports of Unchained performing, and unfortunately only one of those has led to a win out of the Core TCG case. Remember, we got the results for the Core TCG? No. The only thing I saw was deck profile coming soon, and that was the best that I really saw for it. So we're gonna have to wait through the weekend here and see if the innovations and things are really pushing for that. But people don't know how to play around getting their stuff linked out with. It's actually very interesting if people cannot make these play lines and these abilities to capitalize on making sure that they can recover their fields after stuff gets linked out. It's bad. Next up is Rescue Ace. Now, the Rescue Ace has been one of the biggest coin flips, that I have seen in modern era hype history. On the one hand here, you've probably heard me make a lot of statements talking about people that are going, wow, this deck sucks. I'm not playing this deck. Or, people can't tell me why they use certain things in their extra deck, or they don't know how to, use the field spell to get the recycling, or they're like, oh my god, I got bailed, I hate this deck. It's the downside of things. It's very realistic. If you don't know how to play the grind game, or if you were expecting this deck to be an incredibly easy, play, it's not. It is not at all. It is one of the biggest skill curves in the game. I mean, yeah, who would have guessed? Oh boy, all you gotta do is bring out the turbulence and, you know, set 4. Like, you would think that that wouldn't be that hard, but the sub-combo lines, the times to know what you need to go through, the hoops that you need to go through, the draw packages into certain plays, it's very important. Now, on the flip side of things here, I think I'm up to 8 to 9 people telling me, hey, I made top 4, I won my event, things going pretty good. So I'm going to just say this. If you put the time and effort, and this goes for anything in Yu-Gi-Oh! Evidently, who would have guessed that? If you put the time and effort into things to understand why these decks are good, you'll be easy. It's not a deck that you can pick up and go, oh, wow, I should be able to know how to play this. No, you got to learn the combo lines. And it's looking like it's doing pretty well, actually. Now, I am on record saying, well, the deck's grind game stinks. I'm playing Runic. All right, if I pop their field spell, they've already got 9,000 problems going on. Plus, like, all their back row is hardly doing anything to me as it is. So that's something to really consider at this point as well. Trust me, it doesn't have a grind game against Runic. The failure that is Testina. I wanted to give Testina the full benefit of the doubt. I wanted this deck, I wanted it to be good. My fingers were crossed. I was like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community is pretty notorious for, you know, figuring something out. About 95% of the time somebody out there knows something. I've seen a couple videos floating around. I was like, you know, maybe 3-card combos aren't exactly the best thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's be what it is here. But this is the first wave of support. I mean, previously we'd seen Goaty has won locals before they got their second wave of support. So my fingers are crossed that, you know, we could see that level of interaction here. No. Testina is not off to a good start here. Now, I'm sure somebody will get lucky here. Destructive Daruma Cannon deck has to have some chance to do good, right? And, you know, all the market tie-in, I guess, to this video, too, you know, for the impact is the lower those cards go, all right, the more that people are going to become enticed to flip the coin and, you know, look at things and go, maybe it's worth picking it up. And maybe this deck is just the silent wild card in the format. Maybe we just haven't seen its power yet. Maybe there is a chance that, you know, maybe we could see something come out of this. Maybe it's the splashable engine. You know, I saw people talking about playing Ice Jade cards with it. Maybe there is a chance for this. Come on. There has to be, right? Nah, I think I'm just coping massively hard here, wanting to, you know, see something break the mold a little bit more here. But all real things considered, it failed. Very early stages. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that we do see something, because I want to be proven wrong and I want this deck to actually shine. All right. So what about the rest of Duels Nexus? Infernobles, right? You got to talk about Infernobles. What about Vice's Starfrost? What about Junk Speeder? You know, Synchro Turbo. Robbie, what's going on with these? I haven't really heard much, actually. Now keep in mind, once again, I said most of this info is very early stages here, and it's, you know, composed of what I have seen or what people have reached out to me. My knowledge isn't infinite, all right? I am sure that Infernoble will perform. I'm sure that, you know, people are going to be like, wow, Charles just kind of curve stomped me. We all know that Vice's Starfrost is going to find a way to innovate itself out here. I mean, you have some of the best players in the game right now that are looking at, you know, the power scaling for that deck, and they're aware. They're going to play this, all right? It's going to happen. And, you know, there's going to be somebody out here, my joke aside. Now we see the one synchro duelist from the Down Under tournaments from Australia always performing. I definitely look forward to seeing the variants of that actually coming. But, you know, we're a couple weeks away. There's also all the Duels Pack stuff coming out here. Probably see that all next week. Jokes aside, it's probably going to fail. But there is a chance for all of this stuff to actually work itself out. But these are just the biggest things that I'm noticing for now. So yes, to all the Infernal players, to all the Vices, Starfrost, Manadium combo players out here with Vices, Armitar taking 10-minute turns, their opponents getting massively frustrated at them and like, this is so unfair, this deck should be banned. I understand. I get it. Alright? Just be patient. Alright? We'll see how things will shape up. See how the counters come and go as well. So please, leave a comment down below to what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you. Woah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.